Hey there, it's Krishanti with Krishanti.com, bringing you weekly videos about psychic development and spiritual and personal growth. And this video is definitely a psychic one. But before I get into it, if you love this topic, please hit the like button and subscribe and come back because I do a new video every week. And if you're really into it, I have a treasure trove of resources at Krishanti.com. That's my website. And I made all kinds of meditations and classes, workshops, video courses, and everything to help you on your psychic development path. So now getting into it, this is a big one, and I wish people would talk about it more. I wanted to make the video because over the past couple of years, maybe like 5 years, I've had a couple of people really close to me raving about readings they've had with people and telling me, you have to go see this person. You have to see this person. It was the most amazing reading. And in one case, he was like, she said I was going to find the love of my life and I was going to be married by the end of next year. And she said this and that. She predicted all this stuff and I'm so excited. That was one guy. The other one went to a very highly acclaimed astrologer who's been doing this his whole life. He's in his 80s. And she's like, it was the best reading, Krishanti. You have to call him. You have to get a reading. He told me I'm going to blow up like in a big way. And it's all going to happen for me later this year in September to be exact. So go get a reading. And in both these cases, I was like, oh, this is so exciting. I should check it out. But then I thought with the first one with my friend who's a boy, I was like, let me just wait and see, because I don't know. I had this feeling like, yeah, I don't know. And I did wait, and it's been years now, and he never did meet that person and get married, which stinks. But it also speaks to the fact that you have to be really cautious about predictions. And no matter how good you are, it can be really tricky to nail down a hardcore prediction. You know, you look at coronavirus, very few people predicted that. Like even the most famous, world-renowned astrologers didn't see it coming. A very, very top psychic development person who's just beyond esteemed didn't see it coming. In a book of predictions she wrote for the coming years. So sometimes we just get blindsided and things you think or someone tells you are going to happen don't happen. In the case of the woman, I was bummed because I want the best for her. And what happened in September, she had a really good weekend and nothing happened. Nothing came of it. She didn't blow up. In fact, the opposite. Things are really not great for her right now. So whatever he saw in that didn't come to pass. So if you're looking for predictive astrology or predictive intuitive work, you want to be really, really careful and really fully vet the person who's doing it. And even if the person who's doing it is known for making predictions, they can be off about the timing of something or about the definitiveness, there you go, of an event actually occurring. It's such tricky territory, and I don't know why. I wish I did. I wish I knew why what the astrologer was so certain would happen for her didn't happen. And I mean, if you just say off the top of your head, yeah, we could all surmise that it has to do with free will, or maybe her spirit intended for something else to happen, or blah, 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 blah. But like, you know, it's just a very difficult thing. And unfortunately, it speaks to a greater kind of a greater thing we need to look at with psychic work, which is, can we reliably use this to predict the outcomes of certain situations, or should we use the psychic work? And by that I mean astrology, other forms of divination like the I Ching and the tarot, which I read both of them, or your own psychic work, which I do too, the clairvoyance, which I train people to do, and everybody can do that. You just have to get really neutral and work hard to get to a level where you can trust what you're getting. But now I was saying all that and I forgot what I was about to say. Using all those resources, more of a more of like as a guidance tool, like, okay, is it in my best interest to do this? Is this the correct pathway? Is this the right kind of tack I should take? And that's where the I Ching, I find, is very helpful, because it's more of a guidebook for life. It's more of an oracle that gives you a sense of right action and improper action, good omens and bad omens, and that kind of thing. So, and that's a different way to use it that's also very helpful. For instance, I have a friend that was asking about taking a trip, and she was really concerned about the safety of her family. And so I said, look, I would consider myself still a scholar of the I Ching, and will likely be so until I die, because it's something you can study your whole life and never completely master, but, you know, kind of learn and understand. So I looked at the I Ching, and it delivered a definite warning that said, this is dangerous. This is a dangerous situation. Don't, you know, you better if you don't do it. Of course, you have free will and you can do what you want, but there it kind of helps guide you into the right direction. And then, you know, a lot of this needing to know so much about our future has to do with the assumption that we have control over our fate, which is what all the Secret and all those manifesting people teach. Like, that you can control your fate, that your free will is so great and so powerful that you can control everything that happens. So then you're like, well, I can control my life, so let me make sure I'm going to blow up when I'm supposed to blow up, and let me make sure I get married right in that time frame where I'm certain that I want to get married. But here's where Lady Fate plays a hand, and where there is such a thing as destiny, and where certain things aren't meant to happen within a certain time frame. And it's very difficult to come to terms with that, because we're so used to being able to get what we want when we want it, and life doesn't always work out that way. So in summary, I'm basically saying that be careful who you fully believe in when it comes to predicting, and take matters into your own hands, and maybe ask more questions that are helpful in terms of guiding your life in a gentle, positive direction, as opposed to when is this going to happen, and is this going to happen? Because it also obviously sets you up for disappointment, and then you have to deal with all that, when if you just kind of get an idea of what's the lesson here, what's the message, like what do I really need to learn here, what would be the best course of action we're going to take? You know what I mean? That way you're back in a position more of like, okay, I feel like I'm a little in control. I'm kind of going to go with the flow, because we can't control everything as much as we want to. Ideally, if we're able to just go with the flow, life turns out more pleasant, so to speak. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, you know, you're battling, you're fighting an upstream battle and not getting anywhere. So I hope that helps, and just be careful who you listen to for predictions, and do what I do. If someone says someone predicted something amazing, wait and see if it actually happens before booking a session. You know what I mean? So thank you so much for watching this, and I'll see you next time. Bye.